KKNK's Karoo Kaarte project started in 2021. We were looking for a project that we could do in Oudtshoorn as the festival, and to create a project that is sustainable and has longevity, but has impact through the arts in creating jobs, in skill development, and also social cohesion in the town and the region.
In South Africa, we live so closely alongside one another, people of different cultures, races, ages, and I think the one thing that's so exciting about projects like Karoo Kaarte is that we get to start listening and then sharing stories back and encouraging this kind of deeper listening to one another.
Leach van de West on behalf of Karoo Kaarte. The time currently it is 4:36.
Die traditie van storyvertelling voel ons moet voortgaan en moet voortleef in 'n moderne era.
Marais.
Dit is important vir die mense se stories om aan die buitekant te kom sodat die wêreld kan weet van die mense, you know. En vir die mense om te hoor hulle stories word portrei binne 'n teaterproduksie, binne 'n kinderstorieboek of binne 'n kunsuitstalling. Dis net vir hulle is net iets way anders en hulle kan net nie ophou dankbaar wees nie. Hulle harte brand van dankbaarheid.
Ik voel nader als ooit aan mijn mensen. Ik heb nog nooit zo nabij gevoeld. Ik heb nog nooit. Ik denk anders aan hoe ik, even met mijn familie, ik luister meer. Ik wil meer bij die huis wees. Dat het gemaakt dat ik aan mijn gemeenschap luister. Dat ik zoek verstoors, het maakt je nieuwsgierig. En je zoekt het op je eigen plek. Je gaat niet ver en denk je moet een vliegtuigkaartje om een story te gaan vinden, om avontuur te gaan vinden, om cultuur te gaan vinden. Ik vind het nou in mijn eigen gemeenschap, in de straat waar ik blij, in de buurt waar ik blij, bij de school waar ik was. Dus ik denk, ik ben rijk geworden.
Wat is het nou?
Je moet niet van mij kon staan en paniek. Ook met Jannie samen met jouw ma weggehot.
In its essence, Karoo Kaarte is really a community knowledge project that thinks very carefully around how it communicates the information that it's collected. And at its core, it's also a creative project. So we think very carefully around the types of outcomes and how these outcomes create different access points for different communities of Oudtshoorn and different audiences that come through.
Hearing, like comparing stories from the old generation and the new generation and showing them what this is actually, they were all keen. Now when they see it,
Binne Oudtshoorn is die grootste obstacle actually opportunities. You know, cause daar is nie much van daai nie. Back then voor COVID ingeskop het, was het 'n constant thing, shows wat gedoen word, theater shows wat gerun word, you know, but op die oomblik is dit net nie meer daarso nie.
Ek het toe Neil en Von ontmoet, die goed theater van die KKNK. Hulle teksmark Oudtshoorn gehou 2 jaar terug, 2021. Het was een samenkomst van al hierdie verschillende creatieve mensen in Oudtshoorn. En toen een paar maanden later, toen vormen ons groep visuele kunstenaars, performing arts, allerhande mensen wat betrokken zijn in de kunsten. En toen beginnen ons Karoo Kaarte.
It's about building very strong connections, relationships, friendships before you start the collaboration. It's really gaining the trust of people, and that takes a long time, rightfully so. So I think these things aren't just a copy and paste, they require relationships, they require deep form of love and connection to people you're working with, building family, and I think Vaughan and I are so, we really feel like this is our family, the Karoo family that we have, these practitioners and artists, and we've learned so much from them. So yeah, I mean, it is possible, but it does take a lot of work on the ground before you even begin to create a product.
KKNK is a destination festival. It's people coming in from outside who experience the town as a place where theatre happens, with a sprinkling of the local history, which is normally the more visible and accessible history. So what's lovely around Karoo Kaarte is it is able to kind of present these alternative histories within that platform and kind of make people aware of the bigger complexities and the way that those histories have shaped multiple kind of communities in the town's understanding of place, their relationship to each other, and also how they see themselves and also just how they understand South Africa. This becomes a really exciting thing that you really start to understand that there are universal concerns or kind of things that affected all South Africans, but they affected them very specifically because they happened in a very particular way in that place. So really giving audiences the space to connect with the bigger histories, but understanding the specificity of that in that town.
En ek is die soetste meisiekind, want ek wou gehad het hy oomblik moet vir so lank as moontlik hou.
Not in our wildest dreams could we have imagined that in such a short period of time that the project could have so many different outcomes and so many amazing results. And I can't wait to see what we can do in the few years to come.
Ons as jonge generasie is mos nie much updated met dit wat back then gebeur het in die ouer jare en so. Nou kry ons al die informasie en nou begin 'n mol dit in jou kop en dit gee so 'n tipe idee van hoekom groot mense die lewe wat hulle leef vandag dalk of verstaan en om eerlik te wees dat dit my kant en my taktiek van hoe om saam met mense te praat dat dit baie verander.
Ons bereik nog nie almal nie. En daarom is hierdie projek so belangrik vir my want ek voel ons is nog 'n pad om te stap. En om nog meer mense te bereik. Maar die ontvangs in die gemeenskap en hoe ons nou waardeer word wat ons doen, dit is baie spesiaal.
People are talking great things about the show. They very appreciative that the history now is it's gonna be there for a long time and it's gonna go into archives. And now other people wants to do more.
As ons mekaar beter verstaan en vir mekaar empatie en compassion kan wys, post this process, dan het ek geslaag, dan het die projek geslaag.
I think collaboration is key in this country. There's so many extraordinary minds and ways of learning, and this project is a big learning. I come in knowing very little too, and through this process we all learn together.
Our local artists and makers being the custodians for the stories of their elders and are taking responsibility for the way that those stories are told.
And with projects like this, you really want to make them sustainable. You want to bring in new artists into the professional mainstream that they've been kind of locked out or excluded. You want to train up new stage managers, production managers, and festival curators. So hopefully the future of KKNK is in this production right now.
Die feit dat hulle die guts gehad het om te belê in 'n nuwe storie, daai moet ek commend.